That's the 70s show. I'm reviewing this show because I reviewed the first season. That's the 90s show. And I'm going to be reviewing every season as it releases on Netflix. So obviously, I want to talk about That's the 70s show, the predecessor show to it. And man, I forgot how funny this show was. Back when this was still on Netflix, I don't know if it's still on Netflix or not, but Friends, Office, a lot of that shit's left Netflix. So who really knows? I watched a couple episodes, thought it was mildly funny, and I never watched through the whole series. And this went on sale, I think, back in December for $20. I think it was back in December, but it was $20 for like 8 seasons on Blu-ray. So I said, heck yeah, I'll buy this. And I didn't even realize, hey, that's the 90s show was coming out next month. And otherwise, I would have started my binge sooner and gotten through the whole show in time for the sequel show, but I did not do that. But I still, after enjoying That's the 90s show so much, I was like, all right, gotta watch the original more of it at least. And man, I forgot how funny this is. First of all, this show is insanely well cast. Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, Topher Grace, like all these people are so good. And I'm not even naming everybody in the cast, but they all are so good in their parts and so in tune with their parts that the worst seasons of the show are when characters disappear or actors are replaced. It's just it's like the most abhorrent like sitcom shit you've ever seen. The last 2 seasons of that's the 70s show are just straight up bad at several points. I think once these people graduated high school, I think that was season 6, it was just time to end the show. I know there was a couple like loose ends or whatever, but they kept dragging stuff out like when Topher Grace's character is like, I can't leave home. It's like, no, you could have left home. And it just felt like everything was dragged out. It felt like everything had led to a nice through line point at that point. And then it's just like, there are some subplots that just dragged on way too long where like Hyde and Jackie were together. It's like they should have never been together in the first place, and that's why they just kind of dropped that in the newer series. There's just no reason for it, And also, the actor who plays Hyde is on trial for some not so good stuff. Let's just say that. That's the nicest way to say it, I think. Uh, so he ain't ever coming back, which is unfortunate because he genuinely did something horrible. But also, he was one of my favorite characters in the original, besides Fez and uh, uh, Topher Grace's character. What's his name? Why am I trying to call him Toby? His name's not Toby. I don't remember his name for some reason. I'm going blank on it. But yeah, this is a funny show. I mean, so much of the dialogue is just pretty simple, like sitcom stuff. But what's great about it is they're so in tune with their characters that they make anything that they say funny just because they're so in tune. Even from like the first season alone, they're just so in tune with those characters that it's just like these actors do such a great job. They're so funny, they're so witty, and man, I never realized how funny and how fun this show was. And yeah, I mean, I can see why they brought it back. It's just a brilliant show in a lot of ways, just in terms of just casting and getting these actors so in tune with their characters and and also being like kind of one of the first sitcoms where they had season long story arcs. Like like I don't remember a lot of shows up before this actually in doing that. I mean, I know Friends would have a couple episodes tying to each other. The Office did this. They had season long story arcs in The Office and stuff. But like this had like some of the first I've ever seen. I think I'm not really sure. I'd have to really look into that. But first first time I can think of something like that in a show, and it was just really neat. It was just a great time. Yeah, and yeah. If you've never seen That's the 70s show, definitely check it out.